Let's talk about the quotient rule. Quotient is when you are dividing. If you are dividing two numbers that have, they have the same base with an exponent. So this is 10 to the a power and 10 to the b power. X to the a power and x to the b power. So they both have that base of x. Then the answer is just the difference between these two numbers. So a minus b. So for this one here, they both have an x to some power. So the answer has an x. And then it's 5 minus 3, which 5 minus 3 is 2. Let me show you why this is the case. If you think of this top one, that's x times itself 5 times. The bottom one is x times itself 3 times. Now, remember, anything divided by itself is just 1. So this x divided by x, that's just 1. I can cancel it out. This x divided by x, that's just 1. I can cancel that out. This x divided by x, that's just 1. I can cancel that out. So what I have left is just x times x, or x squared. So let's look at this one here. K to the second 12th power divided by k to the second power. So they both have k, same base, and then you just take those powers and you subtract them. So the answer here is k to the 10th power. Let's try a couple more here. If we have coefficients, we're just dividing those two. So here, if I have 6 divided by 2, I can divide that. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And then I can look at those numbers with exponents. X to the 4th and x to the 3rd. They both have an x in it. And then it's just the difference between them, 4 minus 3. So this is just the same as 3. And then 4 minus 3 is 1. Or anything to the first power, you don't even have to put that 1. It's just 3x. And then here, I have 14 divided by 7. I can divide those. And then if I look at the r's, I have r to the second power, and then just 1 r. So that's just r to the first power. So it's r to the 2 minus 1, which is 1. And the same here. The s's, I have s to the second power, and then I have s to the first power. So again, 2 minus 1, you subtract the exponents, and that's 1. Anything to the first power, you usually don't write it, so I'm just going to simplify this as 2 times r times s. Let's just do one more here where I have two different variables. So here again, you first just divide the regular numbers. Negative 36 divided by 4 is negative 9. Then if I look at the c's, I have c to the second power divided by c to the second power. So that is just c. 2 minus 2 is 0. And then we'll talk about that here in a second. The d's, d to the 5th divided by d to the 3rd. So 5 minus 3 is 2. Anything to this 0 power is just 1. It's not 0. If you put in your calculator 3 to the 0 power, or 10 to the 0 power, or 6 to the 0 power, or negative 6 to the 0 power, you'll see that they're all equal to 1. So c to the 0 power is just 1. So the answer here is just negative 9 times d to the second power. Why don't you try this last one? Press pause and press play once you have your answer, and I'll go over that then. So this last one, you just divide the numbers. That's just 5. And then if we look at the x's, we have x to the 6th power and the 5th power. So 6 minus 5 is 1. And then the y's, we have y to the 5th power and y to the 3rd power. So 5 minus 3 is 2. And then z, there's nothing to divide that by, so I just have z. So that's our answer.